Hey guys, I have literally started this video like 4 times. I had to clear stuff off my phone. I had to make sure I wasn't in the way in our little house, like in a walkway. So yeah. Oh, also I just realized I'm wearing a libertarian shirt. Yes, I am a libertarian. I just happen to wear this shirt today. That's not what this video is about. Okay. So my sisters and I have been kind of getting into minimalism. So if you like this channel because of the stuff I've done with fasting or with ballet, with dancing and books and exercises and stuff, this is not that video. This is something else. I did a video getting rid of my little iPod shuffle, hopefully moving it on to someone else who can use it instead of for me it just being a thing that I kept moving around and spending mental energy on. I also did a video on my little ballerina doll. That was mental and kind of emotional energy, like what do I do with this? I can't display it right now. I kind of explained in that video that I don't have anywhere to display stuff like that, and also I have cats, so she can't just go like on a shelf because she'd probably get knocked over. So this is my treasure box. This is not stuff that's projects. I'm looking behind the camera. I can see sewing projects, reading projects, art projects, work projects. So this is different for me. This is stuff that is a minimalist. It's kind of like, well, why are you keeping that? It's not doing anything. You're not using it. It's pretty much stuff that's of sentimental value. Sorry about my heater blowing. It should go off soon, I hope. Also, I'm figuring out how to hook up my microphone. I have a little snowball microphone that will hopefully make the sound better. The last ballet video I did, the sound was awful, but I didn't realize it till after I posted it. I want to post another better video in that style anyway. So anyway, okay. Onto my little treasure box. This used to be just, a huge kind of cedar chest, and I was able to pare it down this small to things that really are very precious for me. And this video is going to be kind of walking through all of those things, kind of for myself, like a personal journal thing, like journaling on YouTube. And kind of just reliving the memories, sharing the memories of what the items in here hold. And maybe some things I can be like, maybe that isn't that precious to me. Maybe I can get rid of it. Maybe I can kind of tone this down even more. Joshua Becker is one of the minimalists. I've just been watching his YouTube videos. If you want actual minimalism stuff, go listen to him, Joshua Becker. But he said something along the lines of if everything is precious, then nothing is precious. And we'll kind of see that as I go through here, as I talk about it. Okay, so we're going to start with this little guy. He's from the movie The Land Before Time. I asked people to call me Littlefoot when I was a little kid, and he kind of at one point or another belonged to me and my 2 younger siblings, but he's mine. I was named Littlefoot. Yeah, I just love this movie. I don't know if I would still love it. I haven't seen it for a long time. I do know I didn't like any of the sequels, just the first one. So I collected Breyer horses for a while, and this was the first one I ever got. So he's special because he was the first one, probably one I played with the most. The thing is, I collected so many of them, they all just stopped being special. They were just a collection. They were just things to like take care of and move around and make sure my brother didn't break them and dust them and da-da-da. And it got to be just too much, it's too much for me, too much effort. So I left all my Breyer horses with my mom, and she keeps them now as her grandchildren get old enough to play with them and not like be too hard on them. She lets them play with them, and that's good. That's a using it kind of thing. You use it or you get rid of it. So this is the last one I ever got. I love him because he's like the closest thing to a ballerina that a horse could be, just all muscle, and yeah, he's a racehorse. So got rid of all the Breyers in between, kept the 2 that were most special to me. This is a little bear my mom made. His name is Buttons. She let me go through her button drawer and pick out all the buttons I thought were most prettiest. And the fabric is from an Easter dress that she made me when I was 6 or 7, really tiny. So I, at one time, had a dress that matched my bear, and he's pretty special. This was one of my first, like, I have to take it with me wherever I go kind of little toys. So yeah, he's pretty cute. Little dolly, her head fell off. Okay, so this is kind of special. I'll let you look at this little dolly. She just has a little wooden body. little girl. So she has a little note tucked in her arms. My mother wrote this note. I will read it to you. When Sarah was a funny little girl, she took this yellow material and put it in Marilyn Merrill's mailbox. And Marilyn is a good friend of my mom's for many, many years. We went to the same church. Marilyn made this doll out of it and gave it back while Sarah was on her LDS mission to Hungary. So I probably put it in her mailbox when I was 5, and I was on my mission from age 21 to 23. Oh, there goes the heater. So, yeah, kind of a cool little gift. You know, that shows you how old that fabric is. Actually, there's still scraps of this lace stuff at my mom's house that get made into little things for now granddaughters. Okay. I went through a horsey phase, of course. This is Grand Champion brand. I collected tons of these. They make them this big, and then in the middle, and then this was like the big, cool one. Like, yeah. If you, I took the batteries out because I didn't want them to damage him, but like he made a noise if you push on his nose or on his leg here. There's a button on his back, and of course his legs move. So he was the coolest because he had all these little actions, and you know, I'd take the saddle off and on, and anyway, just, I mean, hours and hours of fun, both with some really good friends, a couple of girls who were also super into horses, just like I was in, I think, like 3rd and 4th grade, and then 5th grade, it just kind of all fell apart the way it does. But yeah, I love this guy. And then I had all the different sizes. I had the mommy and the baby and the circus horse and the barrel racer, like all the little horses that this was this brand. And they're plastic, but they have plastic or like movable, combable hair, unlike the Briars, which are all solid. Oh, anyway, he can actually, I thought this was cool. He can stand up in that position. That was something that I really loved about him. So in that same brand, Grand Champion, like this is a bag of the teeny tiny horses, and you could buy, they were like packs of 5. I don't know if you can still see. It's very tiny, and this guy's lost a lot of his paint, but this is also Grand Champion brand. So I would buy tons. Like this is probably half of what I bought of these little tiny horses. And then of course, sometimes I'd buy the off-brand ones because they were a little bit cheaper, but still cool looking. And then I love horses because they were athletic and beautiful and had long, beautiful legs, and I'd already started studying ballet. So I also loved this little Bambi doll because he has long, beautiful legs and they move. So he would like sit in my pocket for months, and I would just pull him out and just like move him around. You know how kids like kind of the tactile, like, yeah. Anyway, so this was really fun. And then every little girl needs a little magical unicorn. I had one that had blue highlights instead of pink. I don't know what happened to it. So I still have the pink one though. Okay. All right, this is another little dolly. This is the first item where it's kind of like, is this that special? She's not really from my childhood. I got her like late in my teens. We went to see a Ballet West production, and my mom bought one for me and one for my sister. And it's not like I haven't had her for forever. I don't even remember what ballet we went to. Oh, I gave her a little black missionary tag because I did take her with me on my mission. So I don't know. Like, I don't have a bunch of memories with her. We bought her at the ballet. She lived in a box for a long time. I threw her in my suitcase when I was on my mission. I think she just lived in my suitcase, and then she made it into this box. So it's not like this horse where I have tons of memories and stories and things that grew up around my playing with these and, like, you know, formed a big part of my brain. This is more just like a trinket kind of thing. So this is the kind of thing where it's like, should I pass this on to some little girl who might enjoy it instead of it just sitting here in my box? Whereas I would be heartbroken. I mean, still, maybe I just need to grow up a little bit more if this guy were to go away. Okay. I graduated from high school. I'm so anti-public school these days. I don't know if I want to keep this thing, but I don't know. The graduation ceremony itself was pretty special, just because I had a really good relationship with several of my teachers, and especially my music teacher. And I just remember he kind of made that day really special for all of his seniors. He just made sure that day was really great for all of us. So this is almost more about, like, I don't know, my memories of my last day with my friends and my special teachers. Okay. This is, oh, the lid isn't even close. Okay, cute little box. It was originally not full of a bunch of random stuff. Okay. This is a teacup I got as a gift from a woman on my mission when I was in Hungary. Really special. I'm just going to show you the little saucer it goes on. I don't enjoy tea like this anymore. I would just be so terrified of something. So I have cats, and I'm clumsy. I would need a place for this to be displayed. And actually right now we're redoing our kitchen. I have no cabinets, and I don't know when I'm going to get new cabinets. It's going to be just open shelves for a while. I don't know. So I don't know. I don't have anywhere to display this. And when I want tea, I'd throw a mug in the microwave and heat up my water that way. I know that some people are like, you have to boil your water for tea. But I did drink strawberry tea out of this cup for quite a while on my mission. So it's special that way. It's special in that it was a gift. It's special that it was made in Hamburg. Like, this is real fine bone china. Oh, made in China. Never mind. Maybe it was painted in Hamburg. I don't know. It's pretty. So, but the other stuff in the box is what makes this fun. It's all stuff from my mission. I was in Hungary 2008 to 2010. So we had some kind of object lesson out of the Bible where the point was a spoon or something. The object lesson was a spoon. This spoon's cool because it has a little ridge on it so that it could sit like on the side of your bowl or your cup and it wouldn't slide in. So that's cool, but I don't remember what the lesson or the point was. This is one of my missionary tags. In Hungarian, the word nővér means sister, so I was Richard's nővér. And then I collected some stickers on the back. I think I had two. I had this one that clipped to like a button clip to another clip, and then I had one, I think another one really like that, I guess. This cute girl named Katie, gave me this little teddy bear. He magnets to himself. So he's the only special because he was a present from someone in Hungary. This is a kokarda. You wear it on Hungarian national holidays to show solidarity. I have one still attached to my big mission coat that I wore. I actually ended up with a couple of them. But yeah, just little symbols of national pride. Kind of like people would wear a pin of the US flag or something. This is a key. I think I found it on the street. I thought it was cool, but it's like a knickknack. It's kind of like, why did I keep that? It's just a knickknack. It's not anything. So, like, should I keep this? Well, it's not hurting me to keep it in this box, but it doesn't mean anything. And this box is supposed to be about meaningful things. So, I don't know, something for me to think about. Easter is a big deal in Hungary, and they decorate with eggs as extravagantly as we decorate with lights here for Christmas time. This is just a little styrofoam egg, but someone gave it to me. Ava, a lady named Sass Ava gave this to me. And it's just a little, but I mean, that's all she could afford. And it's just a cute little egg. So that lives in here. And get it all fit in again. This is my first ever pair of pointe shoes. So that's why these are special. I wore them for as long as I could. I grew up dancing on a wooden floor. So we would put moleskin on the ends and then rough it up to kind of help grip the wooden floor. I grew out of them and tried to make them last longer by splitting the heel, and obviously that doesn't work. But yeah, my first pair of pointe shoes. That's kind of cool. If I kept all the pointe shoes I've ever worn, I'd need like 3 of these boxes. And I'm not even a pro, really. I do have this pair of shoes. I'll read you the note. Favorite shoes worn for my summer as a professional ballerina at U.S. International Ballet 2019, Wilmington, North Carolina. So I love these. I doctored them up so my foot didn't twist. I have that problem on my right foot. They look really, like, this is the best shoes have looked on me. And I loved that the maker has a little fish stamp. Hopefully that'll focus. So yeah, these are just really special because that was my summer as a professional. I danced every day and we performed a handful of times and I felt good and I looked good in these shoes. So these are kind of like my Breyer horses, like the first one and then the most special one. I overdid the Barbie thing, so we're going to get to that later. in a little bit. This is a dolly. My third brother served his mission in Hungary, and he brought little dollies to all the girls. He picked her out because green was my favorite color, and he tried to get a dolly that looked like me. My hair never had curls like this. Not like I have zero natural curl at all, but she's kind of pretty. Again, this is like an item. I can't display it anywhere. I don't. So she's just gonna live in this box. She is glass or porcelain. So it's not like I would just hand her to, hand her to someone and say, like a little kid, and say, play with it. But yeah, she's supposed to be a display item, but my life is not set up to support display items. Like that was my whole problem with my ballerina doll. So anyway, okay. This is a funny little journal. It doesn't have very many pages in it, but I started this weird habit of writing in this like every 5 years. Kind of weird. So like this was a day in 8th grade, and then this was like 6 months later, and then oh wow, and then I turned 21. Mission papers. Yep, I was about to go on my mission. Oh, and then I wrote in November this year, and I think there's a page in here from like when I got married too. So like every 5 to 8 years, I would just kind of do a little life update. I write in a personal journal every single day, sometimes this much, sometimes less, sometimes more. But this is just kind of this weird little, hey, by the way, it's been 15 years. This is where my life is. So I just did one this last November, so I probably won't put anything in here, like probably till I have a kid or something. Okay. So I know there are tons of problems with Disney and the way Disney depicts women and history. And I know that especially the movie Pocahontas is so weak in so many ways. It's also powerful in so many ways. Really awesome visuals, beautiful music. But it came out at just the right time. So like I wanted to be Pocahontas. So I got this little doll, and this was another one of my like take it everywhere toys. She got to where her arm was falling off, all the paint on her face had come off. She was almost bald. You can see her costume still like really beat up. And for one of my graduation kind of surprises gifts, my mom took her to a doll repair. I'm pretty sure they just replaced the whole head. They probably just like stuck a new head on her. And then they replaced the arm that was falling off. So I guess she basically got a new head. But anyway, this is my, special little doll. And what was neat about it is my mom knew how special it was to me. The fact that like she took the time and spent the money to get it all taken care of, and like she has beautiful hair now. I really combed her bald, poor little thing. Okay, more Barbies. I'm telling you. This is an ornament that my brother. See, this is another thing that should be like out being used, especially where this video is going to go out like 2 days before Christmas. Wow. It says Boldog joint on it in Hungarian, but my brother bought it at the Christmas store in I don't know, it doesn't say exactly where. Anyway, open 361 days, because he knew like, Hungary, and I cried I think when I opened it because I was really missing Hungary. I think he got it for me like the year after I came home, and I was really homesick for Hungary, so it was really cool of him to think of this and give it to me. It is very delicate. It's that old-fashioned, really thin glass. Like I could drop it right now and it would just break. So I'm really nervous to use it for anything. Did I mention I have cats, and so we don't have a Christmas tree? This is another little treasure box. I think I originally bought this box with stationery in it, and now it keeps, some interesting things. So in high school, I wore little pendants. I had one for every day of the month. This one's cool. It's a little snare drum. There's a little cymbal and some sticks, and then there's a little ballerina. I don't know if you can see. And I've pared this down, so I only have like 6 little pendants now. I have a ring my mother bought me in England. the stone fell out. So I need to go back to the Blue John mine in England to get my stone replaced. Give excuse to have go on a trip. Here's another little ballerina figure and a little piano. So I don't wear jewelry. I wear my wedding ring and that's it. And I purposely didn't get a stone on this for moral reasons, but also so that I didn't have to worry about taking it off when I dance. I don't have to, because I'm just so good at losing things. I made bracelets for all of my, at the time, nieces when I got married. And so we all wore these little bracelets for my wedding reception. I wore this chapstick in this flavor almost every day of junior high. And when I smell this, it takes me right back to my junior high band classroom music. So this, and I loved band. Like that was the year I discovered I love music and teaching and playing percussion. So this just takes me right back to that really special time. The other drawer on this is just my collection of $2 bills. This is $6. There's nothing special about this. I used to think they were so cool, but I'm pretty sure you can just go to a bank and ask for them now. So I don't know how special or precious this is. Like, I don't know. It's just cool. Maybe I don't know. I'm giving cool stuff to nieces and nephews this year. Maybe I'll think about giving these away. My husband got really into this kind of chainmail jewelry for a while, and he made me this necklace. And like I said, I don't wear jewelry, so I very rarely pull this out, but he made it for me right before we got married. Not my style, and I don't wear jewelry, but I'm going to keep it in my little treasure box. Okay. These are, oh, this is cool. So cool money. Money's so cool. This is my collection of Drummer Boy quarters. You can see that from 1976. And I probably have, I'd say like $5 or $6 worth in here. Quite a bit. Also, when I lost teeth in the early 90s, I got silver dollars. So I have a couple of these. I probably lost them and received the same couple over and over from my parents because I wasn't very responsible. Oh, got a $50. So, I mean, just like some cool coinage. It's probably not worth any more than, like, this probably isn't worth much more than $1 unless I find the right collector. But it's just cool. I mean, I don't know. Now it's like I'll keep one of these. They were cool because they had a drummer on them, and I drummed in college. So maybe like I should just keep one and then just cash the rest of these and put it in the bank. And then this little purse came from, it was a gift from in Scotland. One of the first times my mom went to Scotland. Ooh, I was in a play in high school called I Never Saw Another Butterfly. I played a little Jewish child in a concentration camp. Really depressing, but I got to keep my star for my costume. Oh, this is cool. This is one of the first toys I ever remember, ever. It's just a little kitty cat. I love cats since I was a kid. Like I've always loved cats. And I think I kind of dread the day when I'm going to push that button and it won't sing anymore, because this thing is at least 30 years old. I know I was not the first child to play with it. Have it hooked on my, on the side of a bassinet or something. So, I mean, it's a piece of plastic from China, but this is super special to me. It's honestly way more special than, some of these dollies or things I've talked about, where it's more like I like it because it's pretty instead of I like it because that's some of my first memories are seeing that thing. This is another thing. I got it from a friend of my mom's. She went on a trip to Russia. She brought back everybody one of these little things. This doesn't have any special memories for me. It's cool. I like that person. I'm glad she's still friends with my mom, but it was just like, here. She probably bought a box of them and then just gave them to anybody she ran into for the first little bit when she was home. So this is another thing where it's like, should I keep this? I want this whole box to be very meaningful stuff, and this is not a super meaningful thing to me. So on the other hand, it's tiny and light. It's not taking up any room. I don't know. So what are the criteria for keeping things in the box? After I got married, I had saved up money to go back to Hungary, and I took my husband back with me, and we bought this little piece of embroidery together. It was probably made at a factory. It's probably not real Hungarian, we call it kézi munka, handwork, like hand sewn. But it's cool because you can find a little thing. If you pull on it, it goes all three-dimensional. And they have bigger ones that are supposed to hold your dinner rolls on the table. So I think what I'd actually like to do is, once we kind of get our kitchen looking a little bit better, is I'd like to just hang it on the, isn't that pretty? But then it stores flat, because I'd like to get it hung on our wall. So there's that little item. And it's cool because my husband and I bought it together when I took him back to show him the land where I was a missionary. I was really lucky in junior high. My ballet teacher staged Swan Lake Act 2 for us. Somehow I ended up with 2 headpieces, probably because this one got covered in makeup and she gave me a second one. But this was just, I mean, everyone remembers their first Swan Lake. I think everyone who ends up doing ballet seriously, you remember the first time you hear that music. And yeah, we were a little backwater studio. I mean, she trains dancers really well. But ballet is not the main thing they do at that studio anymore. Or like they do so many other things. So for me, it was really special that I got to participate in Swan Lake. I still have my tutu as well. It's hanging up in my closet. And I was fat in junior high, so now I can actually still fit in my junior high tutu. But that's not saying much because I was a big girl. Okay, got a bunch of we'll do this first. It's just like a little random bag. This is a scarf that my mother would wear. I have memories of her wearing it on a walk, and it was just enough to protect your ears from the wind a little bit, and it was her mother's. And we were doing like a church exchange thing, and I saw this on a table, my mom getting rid of it, just like, I don't need that anymore. I have plenty of stuff for my mom. And for some reason I went, oh, no, I need that. It was grandma's. That grandmother died when I was 3, so I barely remember her, but I have this item. So when my father's mother died, my aunts went through the house and just picked out little things for all the nieces. So this is just a little jewelry box piano thing. Oh, it's got a ballerina on the front, so it was so perfect for Sarah at the time. Oh, that's right side up. Like, perfect thing for Sarah. A little brooch inside, cameo. So, I mean, this wasn't really special to me. It's just a trinket. It's just a little doodad. Oh, I think it's even peeling. It's like not even that high quality of a thing. But I don't know. I have a few other items from my grandmother that are very special. This is like, here's a little trinket from grandma's house. How much do you care? So anyway, I keep it wrapped in this little scarf. This is a lanyard from the first year I did the Ballet West Summer Intensive. Back when they were small enough that someone like me could get in. And this is, you can't even see it anymore, but it says University of Utah Conference Services. So this had like my lunch card and my dorm key on it. And then I wore it all my first year of college, like with my house key. Like this, like, I don't know. There's so many cool memories. And all it is a little lanyard. I'm sure they made them by the millions to hand out at the U for not just dance, but a bunch of different things. Okay, this little bag. Oh, I saw a commercial when I was a kid for a can opener, and the kind of story they told, there was this little guy who was like this tall, and he wanted to go buy a pet appliance. So he goes to buy one, and the salesman says, "Oh, you could get a pet spoon. Look, it can scoop things, and it can go on walks." And and I didn't understand the commercial at all. I decided I wanted a pet spoon. I think the guy in the commercial went with the pet can opener, and then, buy such and such a can opener. Da, 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 da. So the next time we went to Desert Industries, it's kind of like a Goodwill, I went and I bought a spoon so that I could have a pet spoon. And it's just a spoon of like a brown plastic inlay. Maybe it's cork. I don't know. But this is my pet spoon. These were such a big deal when they came out. Little shoes. So my camera is saying the memory's almost full, so there might have to be a part 2 of this. So there's not going to be a fancy ending to this. Sorry, these little shoes, little mini ballet shoes. Now they give them out and they have like little mini booties and tap shoes and all kinds of things. But when these first came out, man, these were a big deal. So I still have one. This bag has a funny story. It was a gift from my little sister and she put it on my bed. Then her cat stole it and put it on the floor in the middle of the living room. So she took it and put it on like my doorknob. And the cat knocked it off and stole it and put it on the floor in the living room. So she thought that I was rejecting her present and she felt really sad. And I thought, oh, she gave me this present. Oh, never mind, she took it back. That's weird. The cat was stealing it back for her. So, this is a hairpiece from my first ballet solo. I danced Merliton, or we called it Dance of the Reed Flute and Nutcracker, and it's just a little piece of chiffon that wrapped around my bun. And I still have that costume as well. It's hanging up in my closet. Okay. This is a little box used to be given to young women in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I think for camping, like the girls' camp thing. I think. Anyway, I was in the musical Les Miserables in high school, so similar to the Hungarian kokarda. This ended up on your costume in Act 2. Pins from like high school stuff. I did a music camp at USU.